16th.
Make a motion to approve.
All right. Two, first, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Colin Jones has not made it.
No,
I
and
guess it's just a bad week.
she reminded me of what time and what day,
Yeah.
so, and I hadn't heard it back anything from them,
They're,
so,
they're coming from Jacksonville, aren't they?
no, they're coming from, Lake City.
Lake City? Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of construction out there going on out there.
See if one of those all
Yeah.
tore up today.
So is 47 all the way out to Lake City.
well, this
All right,
is
well,
nice.
we'll proceed on. If they show up, we will let them have their time. If not, we will bring them back next month. Everybody clear up?
Good.
All right, old business, resolution for the festival. You know, we got to read that.
You just have to read the heading, you don't have to read the whole thing.
I still don't know what you're doing to read it. You can do that.
The Town of Otter Creek Resolution 2024-01, a resolution governing festival, public events, and parking for the Town of Otter Creek. Whereas the Town of Otter Creek desires to recognize its historical significance while providing entertainment and engaging for residents and visitors of the Town of Otter Creek by holding the first annual Railroad Festival within the town limits of Otter Creek. And whereas the town desires to establish guidelines and fees for the Railroad Festival and any other such festivals held within the Town of Otter Creek during the 24-25 fiscal year, and for the rental of the town hall when it is not otherwise being used for town business. Now therefore be it resolved by the town council and for the Town of Otter Creek, Florida as follows. Number one, the above recitals are true and accurate and are made as part of this resolution. Number two, the first annual Railroad Festival will be held within the Town of Otter Creek, Florida from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, October 26, 2024. Number three, food trucks desiring to participate in the festival shall pay a one-time fee of $75 per truck and 10% of receipts. Number four, each vendor desiring to participate in the festival shall pay a one-time fee of $35. Number five, donations by the town council, if any council as a whole or individual members thereof desire to offer food and or beverages at the festival, they may do so with the understanding that they are entitled to recover all costs associated with the purchase of the food and or beverage while donating the remainder to the profit to the town. Number six, vendors and food trucks participating in the festival shall permit to check in and begin setup at 6 a.m. Number seven, residents or property owners of Otter Creek desiring to park vehicles on their property for the festival in exchange for compensation shall first obtain a permit from the town hall. Permits will cost $50 and be available from the town hall through October 25th, 2024. Number eight, as a condition proceed to obtaining a permit, residents or property owners seeking a permit must have their properties mowed and clean and free of all debris. Number nine, individuals that do not obtain a permit in violation of this resolution and are found to have accepted compensation for parking vehicles on their property during the festival shall be subject to a fine of $150. Number 10, town hall rentals. Individuals desiring to rent the town hall for social functions may do so subject to the following guidelines and fees. A, deposit a $50 deposit for the rental of the town hall will be required for residents of Otter Creek. Anyone who does not reside in Otter Creek and desires to rent the town hall shall pay a deposit of $200. Assuming there is no damage to the property and that the town hall was cleaned to the satisfaction of the town council or clerk, the deposit will be returned no later than the next business day. B, fees. A resident of Otter Creek who desires to rent town hall shall pay a fee of $25. An individual who lives outside of the town of Otter Creek shall pay a fee of $100 for the use of town hall. These fees entitle the renter to use the facility for a period of 3 hours. Additional times may be obtained for an additional fee if available. C, occupancy. Occupancy of the town hall for any individual or group seeking to rent the town hall shall not exceed the occupancy set forth by the fire marshal. Prohibited activities. The following activities are prohibited on the premises of town hall, including during the periods in which the town hall is rented for private use: possession, use or sale of alcohol or drugs, display, possession or use of firearms or weapons of any kind. This resolution shall become effective immediately upon passage and adoption.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept this resolution?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it.
Okay, so we got one motion and 2 seconds.
That's good.
Who wants to claim a second? We gotta have this one of you.
Huh?
Both of y'all said at the same time, this one.
Oh, it doesn't matter, he can.
Okay, so Laura's the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This motion, this resolution has passed and is in effect. We will have a meeting, we'll have to read this again next month.
No,
Okay.
this is a resolution and ordinance is what we have to do.
Okay. All right, so this matter is taken in hand and moving forward. New business, there is no new business at this time. Administration is Alan Jones, which still has not arrived. Maintenance is pretty much the same thing. There's been a lot of debris, a lot of cleaning up, and a lot of extra work from lots of people that volunteered, and Richard has worked a lot of hours trying to keep it up. Public safety, do you have anything for that, Laura?
I don't.
Building and zoning is on the same thing. They're trying to make it here next month. They'll work with us on a workshop on this building and zoning stuff as well. They will be here for the workshop so that we can have some really good insight on where to pick up direction. All right. Okay, administration for as far as our business goes, that is for loading. I'm sorry.
We have went live with our program. Within the next 30 days, be on the lookout for your letter. Right now, we're correcting anything that was uploaded that shouldn't be there. Some of your payments are shown still here in our system on the laptop, on the desktop, but they don't show on the cloud. And then some show that you're still due. So I'm trying to fix that, make sure all your accounts are right. So now that I'm live, I can actually go in and correct those. And then hopefully by the end of the month, I'm going to send out this letter that tells you how and where to go and what to do to set up your account. Okay, so, but we're live with our new program, so we're going to have a little bugs for the next 30 days. Hopefully we'll be able to get those resolved, but according to the program, it's going to be easier to fix things. And so if you have an error last month, instead of the program now, if you make the correction, you don't see it until the following month. Well, now I'll be able to make a correction in the prior month, reprint your bill, and you'll see it right away. So there are some good things with it. It's still some that I just want to take the hammer and just hit it. So that's not what I want. Give it to me, So I have to, there's a little different steps that we have to take. So we're getting all the little bugs out. We made great strides. So I just want to give you guys an update. We are live, so in the next 30 days, you guys should be able to go on and do your part with set your accounts up if you want to pay God that way, set it on auto pay. You don't even have to set it up for payment if you just want to be able to go in and see it. You guys will be able to go in and do that. So.
Good job, Linda.
Awesome. Welcome to the
Thank
21st century.
All the little bugs and we'll go with it.
We're knocking on your door. Just a slight update about the festival. We do have the sheriff department's going to attend. They'll have a couple of deputies that's going to patrol and work the town during this festival time. They'll have 2 others working in a booth with some new equipment that they have. They'll have one of the booths. We have the chief of fire department that's going to come, and they'll set up with like a little triage station there just in case someone's needed. Hopefully that's not the case, but they will be here, and we've had, Travis has brought us some good contacts with vendors, and right now we've gotten quite a few good responses from those. I think with just a little bit more steady work on that, we'll have ourselves enough people to call it a festival, vendors coming up. And, oh, I'm sorry, probably somebody else. So there's what we got for that. We've got arrangements for the bathrooms. We've got arrangements for trash. We're waiting on a few other things on the bathrooms, but right now we have basic stuff for that.
I think the only hiccup I have is that Trenton is doing their annual, one of their annual
I
festivals.
saw that somewhere. I think
And I forwarded it to you, you already sent it to me, I forwarded it to you.
There's been all day and into the evening. Too, it's like a Halloween kind of thing. Which I guess we didn't really look at. We tried to get Cedar Keys, so it pushed us into the Halloween.
I know it.
So it's kind of like, But actually a couple of vendors from Cedar Key that's going to Cedar Key are coming to ours as well.
Oh, nice.
So we got that response back from two of those. And hoping for some more positive things. We got a little time. Worst case scenario is we'll be walking the streets at Cedar Key and sign the last few people with the spaces we have. I'm sure they'll take, a booth, out here already or close by. Okay, we've got announcements.
The children's table, I put the calendar for the children's table, it's also on the website. Walk us after water and wastewater meetings, I posted those, every now and then they'll adjust their, and I have been putting it on the bulletin boards, so that they have to reschedule or move a meeting. And then other than that, we're doing the workshops every Tuesday, at the first Tuesday of every month, where we're going to be working on the ordinances. You're more than welcome to come in and sit. You can't participate, but you're more than welcome to sit and observe. Okay? Other than that, those are the announcements.
Okay, I wanted to say thanks to Ellie and Scott. They made us a beautiful piece of wood tabletop there in the tape, and it's one piece.
Oh, yeah.
It really turned out nice, and they donated this, so it's, I want to give them a special thanks. You're welcome. All right, and public comment. Let me talk a second about public comment before we start. Last month, let me just go how public comment is supposed to work. You have a comment you want to say, you direct it straight to the council, and there's no conversation between yourself or anyone else in the audience. If you persist with that, then you will be excused and will not be allowed to reattend. So we are going to follow these rules, and we're going to stay to it, and we're going to keep this thing calm and sweet. Okay. Public comment.
All right. Heather?
I was talking about the water bill for the past 2 months, it's been way over, and you definitely need to figure that out, and I have tried to call and leave a message, and I haven't gotten
You
it.
have left no message, because I return everybody's call.
I have it on the phone.
But the only thing is, now let me explain, because the water bills are part of the HIPAA, okay? If your name is not on this account, it didn't matter whether you called or not, I can't talk to you. If the water bill is not in your name, and you are not on the account to talk to you about it. Those certain guidelines fall in this, it's, even if you did a public records request, there's a lot that has to be exempt, because it's not, so I can talk to you anybody.
So how do I go about changing it, putting it into my name?
I need a letter from Dan that says you can talk. I can talk to you about his account. I'm fixing to do a letter for everybody that's gonna go out, because now that we're up to date on everything, that's one of those things I have to have in the file, because that if I talk to you about something that has you're not on the account, that's disclosing personal information, and that could walk me into a lawsuit. I can't do it not without something in writing that says that can happen. Okay? So, yes, ma'am, I mean, but if you had left a message, I would have to.
I do, I mean, I have a lease, like I said, I mean, I've been trying to call for the past, a little over a month to switch it and to configure it to fix the water bill. And then, so
I take the phone home with me most evenings, and unless you call after at 7 o'clock, then they don't answer. But I try to call back the next day, and I mean, if you have called, and I overlooked it, I'm so sorry, but, yeah, just so keep in mind that if you're not on this account, I could talk to you anyway.
That's the only one.
Well, we have had a successful meeting. If anybody's got anything else to add to this? All right, we're going to call this meeting adjourned.
Hello, guys. We're back at you.
Hello.
Tuesday night. So we just had a town hall meeting and we wanted to kind of discuss what happened or what didn't happen.
Yeah, it was a pretty short meeting, wasn't it?
It was a little short. So Powell and Jones didn't show up. I don't know if that was expected or not. But so that cut the meeting probably 30 minutes shorter. They usually talk for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. So first off, going in, I noticed that the whole board was there.
Yeah.
So you had
5
everyone.
members. Good.
So that's very good to see. Love that. Miss Megan wasn't there because she was on
She was on
vacation.
vacation, yeah.
And the lawyer that she had covering her, I guess there was a problem with the Zoom. So, but it was a short meeting. I don't think he really had anything he needed to do important, so that wasn't a big deal either.
Correct.
So no biggie there. What else did you note first off about the meeting?
Well, I noticed Heather was there again and filling out a comment card right away when she walked in.
So I guess she got out of jail.
Yeah, she got out of jail, so maybe her dogs are back on her property now. Who knows?
So I did notice that there was no Don,
No Don the Con,
no Russell,
no Russ the Sus,
no Stewart,
no Stewart,
no Dan.
no Dan the Sleeping Dan.
And as we've said a bunch of times before, when they're not on the board, they do not attend.
Because they don't care.
Yep, that's a huge sign that they are not concerned. You don't see Mary coming to the meetings either. There are several people that used to, Angela doesn't go to the meetings. She was helping out as a clerk. Norma.
And you know, in the past, Russ used to go to the meetings when he wasn't on the board. And
Did he?
He would always complain about sunshine law and what they're not following the rules of.
Oh.
But, you know,
I don't see Norma in attendance. She was also helping Mary. Yeah, lots of people don't show up. And I guess it's best that they don't if they're just going to cause problems. I'm just saying take note because there'll always be another voting time and you know certain people are always going to try to run.
Yeah.
So make sure you're keeping tabs on who's showing up and who is not showing up.
So it was a pretty good meeting, about 20 minutes, was it? 20, 25 minutes?
If even.
If even.
Yeah. So Powell and Jones, yeah, they would have took up a good part of the meeting, but there must have been some kind of miscommunication and they did not make it to the meeting.
Yeah.
But
No.
I don't think they would have had anything big to really say.
Now, I must add this too, and this is my personal opinion, and others can agree or not agree, but I didn't get a whole lot of substance from the meeting. Like, they didn't talk about the water filters, are they back in play? No one has talked about that. So they've had dirty water now for almost a year, going on a year, if not over a year.
Yeah, I was hoping that
we would get more of an update on the water, and someone should have asked that question.
Yeah, but again, when you don't have people in the town showing up, really, not a lot of questions are being asked. So yeah, I was hoping to hear something about the water, but when they went through the different departments, jumping ahead a little bit, since we're in that category, also when they got to public safety, Laura Mott, she said,
She didn't chime in.
Absolutely nothing. So I was a little disappointed to hear that. So I guess she just got put on public safety just to check a block. I don't know. So far out of the meetings, we haven't really heard her addressing public safety at all.
I know if you were on the board, all of those would have been addressed by the person that it was assigned to.
Well,
So,
I couldn't even get anything assigned to anybody that would help do anything while I was there, but I would
I
have
know,
addressed
right.
it.
Right, yeah.
But yet she is not contributing. So that's a little disappointing. I was hoping to hear more about public safety as far as even the dogs. I didn't hear anything about the
yeah,
animal ordinance, and I thought they had worked out
something about
that in the workshop. So I was expecting to hear something about that during the
Yeah.
meeting.
Me
Didn't
too.
hear anything
I
about that.
guess it wasn't ready to go forward
So
for a vote.
the only Richard, he wasn't in attendance, so hopefully he's okay. Usually he's always in attendance. Maybe he's not feeling well. I'm not really sure, so don't speculate that. But he, I know, has been busy cleaning up the town after the storm. There's always extra stuff, and Zim did give him some kudos about that in the meeting, how he's been working extra hard cleaning up the town. So if he's sick, I hope he gets well. And Belinda in the administration.
She sounded good. She was on top of her game.
Yep, she was talking about the water billing being live, and it'll probably take them about 30 days to work out any little kinks, which is normal.
Yeah, they're still working the bugs out.
So, like I heard, I believe it was Deanna say, "Welcome to the 21st century."
Yeah.
Yes. So I know a lot of people are super happy that that finally went through.
100 years too late. Better late than never.
It's a big deal. Lots of people want to be able to check out their bill and pay their bill online. So
Sure.
She's worked hard on that. And kudos again to Belinda for getting that in order.
Yep.
So that's great. I didn't hear any other updates on the website. I haven't gone on there to look either to see if there's anything new going on with that. And there really shouldn't be too much, although they should have stuff about the festival on the website.
You should.
I'll have to go on there and check. I don't know if they do or not.
So they're calling it the first annual
Railroad Festival.
I was going to say train, but yeah, Railroad Festival.
So they did have the resolution, and Miss Belinda read that, and there was a 5-0
vote.
They actually had two
That's
people
good.
second that motion. Like,
Whoa,
wow.
Yeah, like
I used to
exciting.
have to beg for
Pull
the
people
vote to
out.
happen and everything else, and now they're willingly
they're eager.
doing it, and that's the way it should be.
Yep.
Other board meetings I've gone to in Bronson and Chiefland, you never have to do any prompting. They know the drill. You're voting and how to do it, but it looks like that is going very well. So happy to see that.
Yep.
So they were talking a lot about the festival, and in the resolution it had the different fees, and I heard them talking about people would be able to rent out the town hall. That was also in that festival resolution. So that would be good ways for the town to generate some revenue if that happens. I don't know what
they would need.
I don't know what the need would be, but it's available, so that's good. At least use it to its full capabilities.
And they did address security. I believe Zim spoke to it, although Laura should have been the one speaking to it. But they're going to
For the festival?
For the festival, they're going to have 2 sheriffs and a booth.
But
are they going to be there all day or switching out?
my concern still with that is, from what I've seen, they don't really do much. So what are they going to be doing during the festival?
Punching the clock.
So I still have security, personal safety concerns where that lies. So that didn't really make me feel safe. So I still can't say whether or not I'm going to go. So like I said, I was hoping Laura would take the lead a little bit more with
be more assertive.
All of that. And it's not just the festival, but what about safety all year long in that town? There's a huge issue going on, and that needs to be addressed.
There's still a lot of rug dealing going on.
So I don't know where that lies. And they did say that the Chiefland Fire Department will be there as well. And I guess they'll have a little triage area if there's any issues for first aid. Sim did also mention that they had the trash covered and bathrooms. I didn't hear anything about parking.
No, I didn't either. That's a big concern with that many vendors there.
Yeah, and I didn't hear the total number of vendors talked about either. There was,
So there's a number of concerning points that should have been made during the meeting that were just kind of skipped over.
yeah, it was a quick rush through. I would have liked to hear a little bit more detail and more questions asked.
Yeah, really, I don't know, a little disappointed with the amount of information that was not shared.
And they also did say that the city of Trenton is also having a festival on that same day.
Oh,
So that could affect the outcome
they
of
can go to
things.
both. They can
but
go to
they
one
could,
and go to the other
depending on the hours of each.
one. Right.
So hopefully that all goes well. I know the Trenton one is probably a little bit more geared towards Halloween because a lot of people do have the Halloween festivals at those time. The trunk or treats.
Trunk or treat.
Candy. Trigger. Another good thing Belinda said is they will be having the workshops once a month on the first Tuesday of the month. And she also said during those workshops, they'll be working on the ordinances, as we know that they have a lot of work to do on those, and that's going to take quite a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. And she was reiterating that the public could attend, but they could not interact. So I don't know all the rules on that and
They didn't really tell us what the rules on that.
how
would
they
be.
want to run that. I mean, I know there's no voting going on during
Yeah,
workshops.
you can't vote during workshops, but you
But
should be able to.
I would hope if somebody has a question about something or a comment,
That's where you would dialogue about it.
that they would
Have a conversation.
have a response to that.
You don't really get to go back and forth during the meeting.
Right. And you want your citizens in your town to have an open dialogue with you and voice their concerns. Those are the times to have it.
Yeah.
Of course, they can come in any time of the week and talk to Miss Belinda during open hours to voice any concerns. But as long as people aren't being out of line and disruptive, I would think you could entertain a question or concern. But
Sure.
it's how they want to run it. I don't know what all the legalities are for the workshops. But
Did you hear anything too about the building and zoning?
there was nothing
Yeah, so
that I heard about that.
that's something else. I would have asked, where are we on that? Have we gone to the next step? Been mentioned in previous meetings, but not mentioned
Right,
in this
because
one.
that was also the code enforcement was going to
Yeah.
be tied to that. They were talking about that at one point.
So,
Like I said before, you can write all the ordinances and resolutions you want, but without enforcement, it means nothing. It's just paper with ink. So I don't know what's going on with that. Then when it got to the comment portion, Zim did go over the proper way to do the comments, that the person who makes the comments needs to address the council, that the audience shouldn't be going back and forth. And again, I know in different towns and different meetings, as long as most people are being respectful, the conversations within the room don't get out of control. Usually the council doesn't have a big problem with that. When you're just having a normal kind of conversation, if people start getting loud and out of line and screaming back and forth at each other, that's no bueno, no good. So, but during that time, you did have the only comment was made by Heather, and she was addressing her water bill.
Which that really isn't the place to address your personal water bill, is it?
Well, it's not even her personal water bill because
'cause
it's
she's
not
not on
even
the
in her
account.
name.
Yeah.
So Miss Belinda can't speak to her about that water bill. It's not hers.
And Belinda would have to pull it up. I mean, she's not going to remember everybody's individual account.
Correct. Well, I know lots of people have brought up their water bills during the meetings, and being, again, that's a small town, it's not a huge deal, but it has to be your account. You can't be giving out people's information, and so she has to get herself put on that account, and you have to show your lease. And I would think the current homeowner who is on the account would also need to come in, not just write a letter, because how do you know who really wrote that letter? Just like the police have
Belinda's
to,
there during the week. I mean,
right?
there's
Well,
there's no real reason why they can't get one.
he needs to go in there, and
Yeah.
they can't just accept a letter
Correct,
or
yeah.
a phone call.
Isn't
The
she
same way
living in-
the police can't verify things, neither can Belinda.
Isn't her and the boyfriend living in a trailer illegally on the property anyway?
I do believe so, as they have been.
That looks familiar. It sounds familiar, doesn't it?
You know, and those are some of the other things as far as why they need
Code
code
enforcement.
enforcement,
So
because
bad.
you have several properties that have illegal living in the camper thing going on at several addresses in Otter Creek. And it's a messy mess, but
And they don't even look like they're serviceable trailers. They're pretty bad looking in nature, that they look like they could be condemned.
correct. So, and I believe you're only allowed to have a camper on your property like that for 14 days.
Yeah.
If somebody was coming to visit you. So I'm sure at both of those addresses, that has gone on much longer than 14 days.
Yeah, and there's other properties in the town too that have trailers parked on them, people living in them. We're not here to talk about that.
Yeah, that's
They have
for
a
them
big
to
problem
deal
that.
with code enforcement.
And
Yes.
usually the ones doing that are the ones with drug problems.
Usually that has been the case. So all in all, not enough questions were answered for me regarding the festival. And I still can't answer the question that we'd be going there, because safety is a huge concern. It should be a huge concern for anybody, anywhere you go. You want to feel safe and secure. So hopefully at the next meeting, they'll get a little bit more into that. And we'll just keep measuring the conditions of what else is going on in Otter Creek. So I did see that.
Overall, a good meeting, but I would have liked to have gotten a little more out of it.
Yeah, there was a few little incidences in there in the beginning with people getting a little feisty, I guess.
Yeah, they were trying to incite, I think.
So unfortunately, I don't know why certain people attend the meeting just looking to create
Content.
problems. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that Thomas does not just go there to do good.
Yeah, be more respectful.
So,
He was provided a cease and desist, but he's not ceasing or desisting.
I wish he had better mentors that he listened to. So it was pretty much a short meeting,
It was.
and that's where we sit on it. There was no new business that was added in. I was surprised about that as well. And I'm not too surprised about who showed up and who didn't show up. A lot of people thought that they would still see Don coming, but I did not.
I didn't think so either. He
Because
played all his cards.
yeah, the only reason he was coming was to try to create some havoc and get back on the board, and that died out. And once again, if he's not on the board, he does not attend. So I wasn't surprised that he wasn't there.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Is there anything else that you thought you would have seen at that meeting?
No, not that hasn't already been mentioned.
So as you can see, the meetings now on Otter Creek are a lot more settled down.
A lot slimmer.
They are productive. This one didn't have as much meat to it as I would have hoped for, as I said.
Yes.
So I do like that everybody is working together and going forward. I would just hope there to be more.
I hope there's more things going on in the background in a positive way that we just don't know.
Yes. So
The meeting was good.
it was.
No harm, no foul.
And I know we were also going to talk about the election results for the county. So I was going to pull those up real quick and see where we're at. Grabbing my little laptop down here. I know earlier we were looking at them because they were saying that they'd probably have them up by 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, I'll speak to one thing while she's pulling that up. We were looking at some of the statistics, and it's pretty sad in a county with so much going on and so much divisiveness that only 25% of the residents are showing up to vote.
Oh, well,
I think
that has gone up a little bit more from when we were looking. Right now, the numbers are, and this won't change, the registered voters for Levy County is 28,979. So far, ballots cast 10,586, which is a 36,
roughly a third.
About a 37% voter turnout.
That's better
so
than 25.
Far. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take them. They said they have all the vote by mail ballots counted already. There was about 3,355 of those. So I don't know what exactly takes as long to read, but there's a few people that are way in front. So you know they're going to be the winner. We have Rick Scott.
Yeah, I kind of knew he would win again.
Going to be the senator, the Democrat, or excuse me, the Republican senator. Pat Kamek, representative in Congress. She blew the competition away, as I knew she would. And then you have Chad Johnson, the state rep.
He's running about 74% of the votes.
So he is not.
A couple of the Democratic run, they're kind of too close to call.
Now you still.
Your clerk of courts is really tight.
It's really tight.
You got Matt Brooks at 41%. You got Mandy Waters at 39%. Then there's a third person at 19%.
I'm hoping that it pulls up for Mandy and she gets it. It's really tight.
A difference of about 1.5% right there. But
so we're watching that one closely.
Come on, Mandy.
Come on, Mandy. Let's go. Here's the unfortunate one. And I feel like it's very big difference. So Bobby McCallum for sheriff is almost at 60%, while Britton Drew is at 40%. So that was something I was hoping to see different.
If Bobby McCollum wins, it's going to be another realm of good old boy and Levy County Sheriff not doing anything. So that's what you're going to get with Bobby.
Another sad result so far, and there's a huge difference on that. So I'm pretty sure for property appraiser, Jason Whistler is at almost 70%, and Dale Hart, who I was hoping would get it, is only at 30%. So, and superintendent of schools, Tammy Boyle.
It's in a close race, though.
She's in the lead, so I hope she gets it. Now, here's the other most important one. You got the County Commissioner District 1 with Charlie Kennedy and John Meeks.
There's only 100 votes separating Charlie Kennedy and John Meeks, and John Meeks is behind right now.
So that looks good, and I hope it stays that way.
I hope it just presses forward like that. Yep.
Now, the next one is probably about the closest so far
really close.
For the other county commissioner seat with Zach Bullock and Johnny Ayers.
Yep.
And you've got Zach at 49.90%.
There's less than 0.15%.
Yeah, there's a 20 vote difference with
That's crazy.
Johnny Ayers in the lead by 20 votes.
That's tight.
So, and then of course the rest is school board.
The rest is school board, so we won't bore them with that.
Yeah.
And they're all really close anyway.
And then you got some different councils and something with Yankeetown ordinances going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about those.
Yeah,
so I would say tomorrow morning, you'll probably have more of an official result. I know they have, it says they have some uncured vote by mail ballots. There's 9, and those people will have until 5 p.m. on Thursday to cure their ballot.
And all these numbers can be seen on, well, Tammy Jones is the representative, so she's the supervisor of elections. But you can go to the Levy County Supervisor of Elections, and it'll pop right up.
Yes, for
They'll give
anybody
you all of
who's
these numbers.
interested in seeing the final results tomorrow.
Yeah.
But those are the very close results on some of
are
them.
pretty tight. Yeah.
So come on, Mandy.
Push it.
We're praying for you. But
It's sad about the sheriff, but when you're going up against the good old boy system, that's what you get.
yeah, it's hard to flip.
People don't like change.
They sure do not. So
That's unfortunate for Levy County. They're going to stay back in the good old boy system.
So that's what we got for you on the meeting and election results. With the unofficial election results so far, we just wanted to keep you posted because I know several of you were asking, and we said we would keep you up to date on that. Other than that, it looks like Otter Creek is in the right direction, and they'll probably just be having some nice, boring meetings from now on.
Yeah,
So that's good, right?
Yeah.
I think so. So thanks for joining us once again to hear our views of the meeting and what we hoped we would get more of and whatnot. I hope you guys enjoyed the meeting and what's going on. And if you guys have any other questions about the festival, drop them in the comments and we'll try to get them answered along with some of ours, maybe for next meeting.
Yeah.
They could be addressed.
Yeah.
So, or, even ask Travis, since he goes to the meetings, maybe he can answer some of the different questions. But that's it for now, and we will see you guys soon and talk to you soon. It's been nice hanging out with you.
Yep.
Yep, he says, yep.
Yep, you're doing good. Keep going.
All right, well, I'll let y'all go. Have a super good night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.